Indiana Fever fans are growing increasingly vocal in their call for legendary basketball icon Cheryl Miller to take over as head coach. Fueled by growing frustration with current coach Stephanie White, many fans believe White has failed to fully utilize the generational talent of Caitlin Clark, both strategically and in terms of player protection. The criticism isn't just about wins and losses. Supporters argue that Clark's unique skill set is being misused and that she's being exposed to unnecessary physical harm. Cheryl Miller's name is being mentioned not only out of nostalgia, but because of her legendary basketball resume, coaching credentials, and commanding presence. Fans believe she could bring much-needed structure, intensity, and leadership to a young and evolving Fever squad. Clark's early WNBA career has been marred by repeated instances of physical targeting, from being poked in the eye by J.C. Sheldon to being shelved by Marina Mabrier's, and concerns among fans and her former college coach, Lisa Bluder, has publicly criticized the WNBA's lack of protection for Clark, calling for the league to enforce stricter rules, including harsher penalties for excessive physicality. For many, this goes beyond poor officiating. It represents a systemic failure to protect one of the league's brightest stars. Without stronger enforcement, players like Clark remain vulnerable, which could damage the league's credibility and hinder its growth. Fans especially point to teams like the Connecticut Sun, accusing them of using aggressive tactics that feel less like competition and more like targeted harassment. Indiana Fever fans are becoming increasingly vocal in their call for legendary basketball icon Cheryl Miller to take over as head coach, fueled by growing frustration with current coach Stephanie White. Many believe White has failed to fully harness Caitlin Clark's generational talent, both tactically and in terms of player protection. For fans, this isn't just about wins and losses. It's about the misuse of a unique skill set and the consistent physical targeting Clark faces on the court. Cheryl Miller's name is being floated not just out of nostalgia, but because of her unparalleled basketball legacy, coaching experience, and commanding presence. Supporters argue that Miller could bring the structure, intensity, and leadership needed to guide this young, evolving Fever squad. Clark's WNBA debut has been marred by incidents such as being poked in the eye by J.C. Sheldon and shoved by Marina Mabrey, which have raised serious concerns among fans, and even her former college coach, Lisa Bluder, has publicly criticized the WNBA for failing to protect its rising star and has urged the league to introduce harsher penalties for excessive physicality, including technical fouls, ejections, and fines. Too many. This reflects not just poor officiating, but a systemic failure to safeguard one of the league's most valuable players. Without meaningful enforcement, Clark and others remain at risk, which could ultimately harm the WNBA's credibility and long-term growth. Teams like the Connecticut Sun are frequently cited for deploying overly aggressive tactics that fans see less as strategy and more as targeted harassment.